Today we're going to go through some examples of how to do citations using Noodle Tools. The first thing is to actually sign into your Google Drive, go to the waffle, and scroll down and select Noodle Tools. When you get into Noodle Tools, you may find that there are already projects done and it signs you right into how you're going to see it come up for me. You can go ahead and get started. If it doesn't come up this way, what you're going to need to do is just put in what school you're at and what your date of graduation is and submit that. And then you'll see a page similar. You just won't have any projects. So I'm going to select new project because that's what we're working on. Give it a title. The citation style is set at MLA. We're going to select junior for our level and submit. Since we are creating citations or sources, we're going to select that button on the top. And then I'm going to show you how to cite a website and a database. So first we're going to select new source and we're going to go to database. Most oftentimes it's going to be original content in a database, but sometimes it might be magazine or newspaper. If you're not sure, I would go with the original content. I'm going to actually be citing a newspaper, so I'm going to select on that one. And I can go ahead and I can put in like Gals the database. This is the URL. This is the month. But databases make things a little bit easier for us. So what we can do is I'm going to use the Gal database. And they're actually going to have the citation already done for me. So I have to look at my page to figure out where that is. Sometimes there's a column and you'll see a check mark for a citation. I notice up here there's cite. So I can use that. I also noticed on this page, like when I scrolled to the bottom earlier, the citation's also down here. So it's in a couple places, but databases will have citations for you. So what you can do is copy that. And then you can go into your Noodle Tools and right on the top, it says quick cite, copy and paste a citation. In this section where it says manually edited, you paste it. And you'll notice that here it says month, season, day, and year. It also has URL, if any, and if not already provided. So if I go back and look, I can see that the date is March 30th, 2010. But when I go here, I already have that up here and I already have my URL. So it's really not necessary for me to put this information in because it is already there. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. And then this is my first citation. So I need to create a second citation. This time I'm looking at a website. So I'm going to go to new source, website, web page. And here the first thing they're going to ask for is the URL. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that URL down. Wants the date of publication. So when was it published online? And this one's actually kind of unique because it gives me a date of publication here and then the date of the article there. So I have two different dates. But January 3rd, 2020 is when it was published. Most recent date of access is just when did I look at it. So I looked at it today. Contributors would be an author or an editor. So I'm going to go ahead and look and see. Typically an author or editor is right here at the top. This one says by staff. So I'm actually going to leave it blank because this means there are multiple people working on it. Sometimes if you scroll to the bottom, you may see an editor or an author down there as well. So just check both spots. The web page or document article title. So this is what is the article I'm looking at. So if I scroll to the top, this is the title of my article. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that in. And then it also gives me suggestions. It'll tell me like what needs to be capitalized or not. The name of the website is what is on the top. Oftentimes the name of the website is also in the URL. So Aluminum Insider. And then the publisher of the site, which is usually the hardest, is at the bottom. So I'm going to see right here it says copyright Aluminum Insider 2019. So the name of my website is also my publisher. And this happens probably 70% of the time, but not always. So you do have to check. And if there is no publisher, if you just cannot find a publisher, you would leave that blank. So we can only give as much information as we can find. When we have everything filled in, we'll go ahead and say save. And now this will be my second citation. When you are done with all your citations, so you add as many more as you need to in here. When you're done with them, you can click on print or export. And you can export as a Google Doc. And what this will do is it kind of formulates everything. It puts it into the right font for you. It puts all the periods and commas where they need to be. It puts it in alphabetical order. So you should not change anything on this document. It's exactly how it should be. And then you can copy that and you can paste it into your video if you need to, or if you need to print it off for a teacher, or if you need to share it with the teacher, you have access to do that. If you have questions or you get stuck while you're working on your citations, please ask. They can be hard, but the more that we work on them, the easier they become.